Is Joe Biden even real? That may seem like a silly question on the outside, but I am asking it, and I actually think there's some real discussion behind it regarding the possibility and the probability of that being true. I and various other people in the community have posted lots of stuff regarding this and reviewed the evidence, and this is another one of those videos because the evidence just keeps piling up that something is wrong. There's too many coincidences, there's too many really weird things going on that's just unexplainable and something that honestly needs to be discussed. So first on the subject of the possibility, before we get into whether he actually is real or not, first let's go over the possibility. And that's referring to the possibility of them doing various things to hide a president. We've got the sitting U.S. president. Does the government have the ability to hide him, to trick the American people into thinking that he's there when he's really not? Yes, obviously they can hide him. That's pretty simple. Do they have the ability to set up a deepfake, to have someone who looks in real life just like Joe Biden? Well, yes, they do it all the time in movies. We'll look to Hollywood in this discussion. They do it all the time there. We have that technology. It's very easy to do as long as you know what you're doing. So we could have 20, 30, 100 fake Bidens. That's pretty simple stuff. Yes, we have the capability to have a deep fake Biden. Do we have the capability to have a CGI Biden? Can we change whatever's on screen to make it look like it's Biden? Can we even drop in Biden to a location where he isn't? Yes, we can very easily do CGI. If you've seen any modern day movie today, you know we have the capabilities to do crazy stuff, absolutely insane stuff. And you could very easily just splice that stuff right onto a TV screen and it would look perfectly in place. So we can easily drop a person into a place that they're not, and we can alter someone's physical appearance. I'm not sure if you've seen those videos, but we can actually take dead people, and off of their portraits, we can have them speak and actually perform various motions, which I think is insane technology. That's crazy that we're able to do that. So yes, that is totally possible, and we've done it before. Are there operations in place to protect the president and have fakes in case of something happening? That's a general top-down view of that. But yes, there are U.S. plans that have been uncovered and detailed that do provide a way to have a double for the president, should he need one. Other governments have the exact same system. This stuff has been discussed for a very long time. This stuff was used back in the 1900s, early 1900s. So it's pretty easy to see that in the year 2021, we definitely have the technology to do this. So we are fully able to fake Joe Biden and where he is and who he is. Are we able, or not are we able? Do I actually think that we are doing this? And that's the title of this video. Is he even real? My answer may not satisfy you. I don't know. I can't make a definitive statement, yes or no. But I do think that some of the time, we are not seeing the real Joe Biden. I think that that is pretty obvious at this point. Or else the government is purposely trying to make it seem like it's not the real Biden. It's just too obvious. I posted a video earlier on in my YouTube. Well, it wasn't that early on, but it showed Joe Biden, and he was talking to reporters, and he had some mics in front of him, and the mics passed in front of his hand and behind them in the same shot, which is impossible to do unless there was some form of editing going on. It was extremely clumsy. I can't believe it was reported on, but they never even touched on it or talked about it. Something was messed up with that. That's clear evidence of CGI or something being tampered with and messed with. Another possibility. Could it be that Biden is making these press conferences from an area that's not the White House? Yes, there are various other White House locations and studios. There's the famous one you know of. I think it's Tyler Perry's land area. He has a White House. I think that's where it is. I don't do much research onto that. I just know it does exist. There's that. Could be used. But this is the U.S. government we're talking about. Do we honestly believe we know everything that's going on with them? They've probably got secret White House locations and secret Oval Office setups that we know nothing about. I'm sure of it. It would be pure foolishness to believe that we know everything that goes on with the government. I'm sure they have those capabilities. So on the probability of that, there's the CGI incident, which I just talked about. There's various instances of him just doing incredibly stupid stuff, but that's more a show of early onset dementia than fake Biden. But the real image in which I'm making this video as a result of is the image that I've shown you on the thumbnail of this video. Assuming it loaded properly, it should be 4 pictures of Biden. And you see in each different one that he looks very different. His bone structure is different, his expressions are different, his teeth are different, his face is different, his eyes are different, his hair is different. It's all different. It's really, really weird. We look at other presidents throughout our history, most notably an Obama or a Trump. We don't see the same thing. Not at all. At least not that clearly. Does that mean that he's fake? Well, the most likely explanation is simply that he had a bad hair day. Or that they messed up with his makeup or something like that. I don't know. Or he is stressed and aging very rapidly. He is aging very rapidly. But that's still not enough to create those changes. That's the most likely explanation. But there's also a high possibility that they are using some form of doubles. You've got to realize that with these higher up people, and I'm sure you guys do, there's a lot of blackmail going on. And there's a lot of behind the scenes deals and this and that. And it would make sense that he would need to be in another location, or that he's per se in jail. I don't believe the theories that these people are at Guantanamo. I don't believe any, or in secret prisons. I don't believe any of that. But he might just not be able, the real Biden just might not be mentally stable enough to speak. So they'll put someone out there who looks like him, who they've done all the facial features. Plastic surgery is another thing I didn't even discuss. Plastic surgery is a thing, okay? But it's possible that they've done enough work on him so that they can put someone else who is mentally stable to say this stuff and pretend like he's Biden. That may seem unlikely, but I can't think of many reasonable explanations to the picture that is this thumbnail. Those are 4 completely different faces. He may just be aging rapidly. But I don't know. Something seems still a little bit off regarding that. A little bit, I don't know. It was mentioned among the elites in the Democratic Party from early on that Joe Biden wasn't really capable of holding the position. And they knew that there'd be other people running the show, and that Kamala would be running the show as well as other elites. And we see this played out in stuff like his electronic truck, his electric truck driving, which was a couple days ago. He went and test drove an electric truck in which you can clearly see that there are 2 wheels and he is not actually driving. He turns the wrong direction from which the truck drives, and there's a shot of another hand on another wheel inside the truck. It's not actually him driving, because I don't think he is stable enough to drive. But anyways, it was clear early on that it wouldn't be Biden calling the shots. No way. He just is not mentally there to do it. Seriously. There's no other way to explain that. So, it would make sense that they don't need the real Biden there. If they have a convincing enough double of him, why would they go to the trouble of getting the real one to be there? He'll probably make some yaff or mess something up, like he did so many times in the first literal 3 days of his presidency. I've got footage of mess ups and weird things he did in the very short time period there. It would make sense that they just say, you know what, we're not dealing with this. We've got a convincing double. Let's just put the double in. We'll hide a little bit. We'll do this and that. Or let's just broadcast his location from over here. There's too many coincidences to rule out that possibility. People like Obama have come out and said that, hey, if I was what would he say? It's like perfect scenario. He was talking about how he would have liked to be able to run the U.S. from himself from a remote location and just speak into the earpiece of whoever's running it, which would make sense for a Biden puppet presidency. It would be very easy to do. You can actually look at some of Biden's earlier as a congressman, I think it was a congressman. I don't really care, but as a vice president, as a citizen again, and then president. You can see his speeches and his talks during this time from very early on. You can see that his face is definitely different. He has either aged very rapidly or it's not the same person. But what you'll also see is the beliefs he holds has actually changed quite a bit since that time period. He's become a lot more discombobulated in his beliefs. Back in that time frame, maybe his theories were whack and he was absolutely off base on this stuff that he believed. But he could articulate it at least. And some of his arguments made sense. They were on the wrong side, and there were a few points that would have changed it and made him realize that he was wrong. But they made relative sense in the sense that they were put together cohesively. You could hear them and not be like, what did he just say? Which I feel like all the time when he talks without a teleprompter, that's my response. What on earth is he saying? But they actually were real arguments. The current Biden is not at all that. Not at all. So with the discussion and how that ties in, I'll entertain both sides. I don't think that it's a fake Biden all the time. However, I do believe that some of his appearances are faked. And there's some evidence out there that's just unexplainable. The CGI footage, the fact it's clearly not him running the show, the four faces, all of this stuff is just weird. And it's too crazy to be a coincidence. It's too weird. And I can't discount it. I can't just say, oh, there's this reason. Probably he's just aging quickly and his mind is deteriorating. But then at the same time, that does not explain the CGI clip. That doesn't explain the faces to the extent that they've changed. There's some stuff that's just unexplainable. And that's why I have to acknowledge as a possibility the theory that we're not seeing the real Biden at all. I will definitely say that it is a very high probability that there are that the White House is extensively using deepfakes and CGI technology to make it appear like the president is capable and out there, when in reality, many of his appearances is not him, or he's not actually there. He's been dropped in. He's at a Zoom call, apparently at his house, when in reality he's somewhere else. Or he's apparently at the White House when he's really at his house. I can't prove any of that. But the evidence is too great to just discount as, oh, it's probably this, it's probably that. It really is weird. Anyways, I'll leave it at that for you guys to discuss your own theories. Let me know in the comments what you actually think is going on, or if you have evidence that I haven't seen. I've seen a lot of footage, but every once in a while I'll stumble across something from years ago that's like, whoa, I didn't know this happened. I did not see that. And so thank you guys for the people who do bring that to my attention. My email's been acting up, so I'll get the emails. It just might be a few days late. So thank you for watching this. If you did enjoy this content, like the video, subscribe. We are still shadow banned, so that helps. But a way to get around the shadow ban is go subscribe to our Odyssey channel. Link in our website, which is in the description. My website also has all of our other backup channels on it. So I'll leave it at that. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one, and keep looking out for any Biden anomalies that you can find. And let me know if you find any. See you guys later.